and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I am going to do a video on gender myths and predictions. As those of you who follow my channel regularly will know, hopefully, fingers crossed, on Sunday, me and Andrew are going to find the gender of this baby, hopefully. I will be 17 weeks and 2 days by then, and we have a private scan booked. So fingers crossed, all being well, we will be finding out the gender. I thought for a little bit of fun I would go through some of the kind of popular myths and like ways to predict the gender. We can weigh up which has more, boy or girl, and then see if it matches up when we find out the gender. So without further ado, I will dive straight in and go through kind of myth number one. And myth number one is about the baby's heartbeat. And it says, supposedly, if the heartbeat is under 140 beats per minute, it is a boy. And if it is above 140 beats per minute, it is a girl. So I did this afternoon on my Doppler, and I will insert the footage for you. And in this case, it was above 140. I think it averaged 150, 155-ish, which would suggest girl. But I don't know how accurate that is because it seems to change depending on when I do it. If I do the heartbeat in the morning, it's nearly always under 140, which would suggest boy. But I think the baby gets a little bit more active around lunchtime and in the afternoon. And then all of a sudden it would say girl, which clearly wouldn't work. But for the purpose of this video, I'm going to give that 1 point to girl, and I will try and leave some kind of tally on the screen here so we know where we are up to. Myth number two is all to do with your mood during pregnancy. So this suggests that if you are feeling moody and grumpy and emotional, it's a girl, and if you're feeling normal or quite in good spirits, it is a boy. And actually, I discussed this with Andrew earlier and he totally agreed with me. I normally am very moody and very hormonal. I'm not going to lie about that. I am the devil, especially when hormones are high. But during this pregnancy, I would say, apart from the moments where I'm completely freaking out that something's going to go wrong, I have been in a great mood. I feel really happy, I feel really content, I don't feel like I've been moody, I feel like I'm not emotional at all really, compared to, obviously I was on Clomid and things before, so I was like super emotional, I would cry at the drop of a hat, I was a bit of a mess, but no, I feel like I am really kind of balanced and on the whole feeling much less moody than normal, so I'm going to give that 1 point to boy. So that's 1 point to girl, 1 point to boy, neck and neck. The third myth I am going to talk about is morning sickness. This one is a bit of a funny one because I think this probably tends to be more hereditary other than anything. My mum had zero sickness with me, and obviously, as I hope you can tell, I am a girl. But the myth suggests if you have little or no morning sickness, it's a boy, and if you have lots of horrific morning sickness, it is a girl. I have been very lucky and I've had zero morning sickness. I haven't even felt sick really. So that would be a definite point to boy, but again, not sure how much I trust that as my mum had none either. So that leaves us with 2 points to boy, 1 point to girl now. Myth number four is all to do with your hair and your skin. They suggest that a girl steals all your beauty, so your hair is very greasy, your skin is very spotty, and you just feel generally ugh. And they say a boy enhances your beauty and your hair gets shiny and your skin gets nice. And I would say for me on this one, not in a blowing my own trumpet way, but I'd say I'm leaning more towards the boy side of things. My hair seems to be getting greasy less frequently than it did before I was pregnant, and although my skin was quite bad in the first trimester, I feel like it's settled down a lot now. I feel more comfortable without makeup than I did before, so I would definitely have that as another point to boy. So 3 to boy, 1 to girl. Myth number 5 is about body hair, and if you've watched my pregnancy updates, you know this is one I'm not very happy with, but the myth suggests if you have excess body hair, like more so than normal, it is a boy, or if it's stayed the same or lessened in any way, it is a girl. I am like a woolly mammoth at the moment. I'm feeling very hairy. My belly in particular is very hairy, which I've never had before. So I would definitely give that as another mark to boy. I've lost count of where we are. Is that 5 for boy, 1 for girl? Or 4 for boy, 1 for girl? I'm going to stop keeping count here because I'm confusing myself, and I will add them up at the end. But that is another point for boy. The next myth is about headaches and suggests if you do have headaches, it is a boy, and if you don't have headaches, it is a girl. And my God, am I getting headaches. I am getting really bad headaches pretty much daily. So that is a definite point for boy there. The next myth is about pregnancy cravings and suggests if you are craving sweet, it is a girl, and if you crave salty food, it is a boy. I've always been a savoury person. I would never have dessert, I would never have pudding. I'm not fussed about sweet food generally at all. And in this pregnancy, weirdly, I am way preferring sweet. I am loving fruit. I'm really loving fresh orange juice, and cakes. Never fussed about cakes normally. Loving cakes, and I'm loving like actual sweets, like candy, I think you call them in America, like actual sweets. So yeah, definitely a point for girl on that one. So the next myth I think is quite a popular and quite like an old wives' tale-y one, and that is the where you dangle the ring on a piece of hair, I think it is traditionally. So you dangle your wedding ring on a piece of hair or string or whatever over your bump, and if it goes back and forwards, they say it is a boy, and if it goes round and round in a circle, they say it's a girl. I will insert a little clip for you here. My mum did this. She dangled it over my bump, and I mean, I think she's biased. My mum is convinced it's a girl, and I don't know if you can tell in the video, but I'm sure she was swinging it round in a circle. She swears she wasn't, but I'm like, Mum, come on now, babes, I saw you.
Are we ready? You're moving
I want to do
it.
anything.
You want it to show girl. So what would you say that's doing?
At the moment.
It's just spinning in a circle.
Oh. I'm not doing
It's a girl. It's a miracle.
I'm not doing anything. I am not doing. God.
She's literally like, it's a miracle. It's a girl.
I am seriously not doing anything.
So this would have to be a point for girl, but I definitely think my mum had some influence there and was being a little bit cheaty. But yeah, point for girl for that one. The next myth sounds completely ridiculous to me, but whatever. And it says that if you conceived in winter, it's a boy, and if you conceived in summer, it's a girl. Now, logically to me, that makes 0 sense, because surely then you would only have boys and girls born at different times. That makes no sense. Like, one of my friend's birthdays is in May, and he's a boy, and mine's in May, and I'm a girl, so that makes no sense at all. But we're going to go with a theory, and I conceived in January, so I conceived in winter, which would be another point for boy. And the final one we are going to go for is the Chinese gender predictor. And for this one, you go by the month you conceived and the age you were when you conceived. So I was 26 when I conceived, and this is where I have a little bit of confusion around this. I'm pretty sure I conceived in January, but it was quite late in January, and I didn't find out I was pregnant until early February. And dependent on which month I input, I seem to get a different... Oh God, there's always a car and she watches me like, what are you doing? So yeah, depending on whether I put January or February alters the gender I get. So I'm pretty sure I conceived in January, and I was 26 at the time I conceived, so that would therefore suggest it was a boy. So I am going to give that point to boy, but please correct me if I'm wrong. I found out the first week in February that I was pregnant, so I'm pretty sure I had already conceived by then. I feel like it's stupid even saying this. I think that goes without saying. But in case I'm wrong, if it was February... Let me just wait for this car to pass. This is embarrassing. I'll just look busy. Our bedroom's on the ground floor, I should point out. Okay. Just looking busy. Doing my own thing. Okay, they've gone. So, yeah. I might be wrong and I feel a bit stupid saying this, but I think I conceived in January, therefore it's a boy, but if it was February, it would be a girl. I'm going to give the point to boy, but if you think I've got that wrong, please tell me. So if I've added that up right, that is a total of 10 myths, and I have got 3 points to girl, 7 to boy. If I've added that up wrong, I will do something on the screen here to say I'm an idiot, but I'm pretty sure that's right. So 3 myths suggest girl, 7 myths suggest boy. So taking all that into consideration, I would say that is a pretty resounding result of boy. As those of you who watch my videos know, I am convinced this baby is a boy. If I'm wrong, I'm never going to trust myself again. So yeah, we will see. Let me know what you think. Were these myths right for you if you guys did them when you were pregnant? I would love to know if any of them are accurate. I've heard the Chinese gender predictor is a really good one, but again, I'm a little bit confused about whether I conceived in January or February. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you all in my next video.